All right, so first off, this video is for entertainment purposes only. I make no claims. I'm not telling you what to do. Do everything at your own risk. Anyway, I'll get that out of the way. This is a PBV3G1 Pit Boss Vertical Smoker. It is liquid propane by default, LP. And they do not make a conversion kit for it. In fact, the book says do not convert it to propane or natural gas. They don't make a natural gas conversion kit for this. But anyway, you'll notice here it says it's rated for 12,500 BTU. And we'll see how that is not totally accurate here. So this one has two burners on it. This is the burn pit. So there is a upper burner and a lower burner. This upper burner is where the wood chips sit. So it heats the wood chips up separately and gets those hot and smoldering. And then this bottom burner is what produces majority of the heat. So the way that the book makes it sound, like the lower one is 10,000 BTU and then this top one is 2,500 BTU. Now, when you have a gas-fired appliance like this, you have these orifices. This is a single valve, so when you turn the valve, it turns on gas to both orifices at the same time. And on the front here, you can see there is a stamp on the orifice that shows what it's rated for, or the measurement, the size. So this is a 0.9, and that's going to be in millimeters. And this is a 0.51. And so these you can thread these out. And I'll show you how to get the right size to what you need. Because LP burns hotter than natural gas, you have to embiggen the orifice size for natural gas to pass through. So I went ahead and did the conversion here. So 0.9 millimeters is 0.035 inches and 0.51 millimeters is 0.02 inches. We're going to come over to a chart on the computer. So this is a natural gas to LP conversion chart. And over here it'll say, so this is your inches of water in natural gas. So natural gas is measured in inches of water when it gets below PSI, and then LP is just 11 inches of water. And this is your orifice opening over here, and then drill bit size. So what we're going to do is take our measurements from earlier. So our lower one is 0.35 inches. And we're going to look on our LP chart for 0.35 inches. So we'll scroll down until we find 0.035 and come all the way over to LP. That's 8,557 BTU. So that's where I said marketing is a little off, because that's under 10,000 BTU. So it's actually that orifice only capable of putting out 8,557 BTU. The other one, so what we'll do here is we'll take this 8,557 and then come back over to the natural gas column under 3 inches of water column and find one that gets as closest as possible to 8,557. I could spec it for 10,000 BTU, but I think I'd rather stick to what the manufacturer originally did for some reason. So we'll scroll down here, and we've got 8322 and 9182. 8322 is about as close as we can get to the 85 without actually going over the 9,000. But right in here is about where we want to be. So we'll just call it 0.05. Okay, now we want to take that 0.0595 and put it back into the conversion to go from inches back to millimeters, and that'll give us a 1.5 millimeter orifice for our lower burner, which is 0.9 millimeters. So this will be our LP. This will be our natural gas. And then we'll do the same thing for the upper. So 0.51 millimeters is 0.02 inches. Come back to our chart, and we will find 0.02 right here. And on LP, that gives us 2794. So that's a little bit richer than the 2500 that they say. So we'll come back and look for a natural gas around the 2794 range. And so that gives us, so here's here's 2794. So here's like around 2407, 0.032. Let's go for that. 0.032 inches. Will give us 0.81 millimeters. So we want to find an orifice that is going to be around a 0.81 for natural gas, like that. So one thing you can do is you can actually drill out the orifices to get up to the next size, and this chart actually shows you the drill bit size you want to use. So it's 67 for this one. You can order these drill bits, but what I did instead was ordered an orifice kit off of Amazon, and this has a bunch of different orifices in it. So we need a 1.5 and a 0.81. So we've got a 1.5 down here, and we've got a 0.8 right here. So perfect. We're gonna swap these out. All right, so we're coming back over to our valves with our orifice jets in it. Now in my case, I already converted my Blackstone griddle over to natural gas. So I had this wrench, and these jets are pretty universal. However, there are two thread sizes to pay attention to. And the Blackstone natural gas conversion kit came with these little thread checkers. And so I grabbed this one out of that kit and screwed it into here and determined that this is a M6 thread. So that'll focus, M6, with a thread pitch of 0.75. So when I ordered this kit off of Amazon, I guess it doesn't say it on this, but in the listing, this had that same thread pitch, and we'll check it before we put it in there. All right, so I pulled out the 0.9 first, and on our conversion here, 0.9 is going to be 1.5. So on our list, we've got 1.5 is in bin number 10, and there's two of them. So we'll look at bin number 10. We'll pop one of these out. And it should say 1.5 on it. And we'll check that in our thread checker. So I've got this threaded in here. This is the 1.5 in the M6.75 thread checker. So we'll thread that into this burner. Snug it down. And then we'll take this one out. So this is the 0.51. And so on our chart here, 0.51 is going to be a 0.81. In this, we have a 0.8 which is going to be in bin number 4. Over here. There's 4 of these. Unfortunately, you have to buy the whole pack to get all these. But I guess I'll keep them around for whatever future I do. So this is a 0.8, and we'll install that. So now I'll hang on to these old ones. I'll label them, put them in a bag and label them. That way I can return this back to factory if I ever want to run it on LP or sell it or something like that. The next step will be to take this off and put on the natural gas hose. You can find natural gas hoses on eBay or Amazon, something like the Blackstone natural gas conversion kit, but that's on the higher end of the dollar amount spectrum, mostly because it's Blackstone branded, and it also comes with all the orifices and the tools. You don't need this tool to remove these. You can use a crescent wrench. The important thing is the hose. So the hose fitting is the same. This is a flared fitting, so it doesn't require any tape or anything like that. This is a standard fitting for natural gas. And then we'll try it out. All right, got it finally put together. And get the hose, natural gas hose hooked up to it. So we'll give this a shot, see how it looks. There we go. And so I think that's probably, that's the, so that's low. That looks like a pretty big flame. And the bottom burner is not, I don't know if that's a function of this valve. I probably should read the manual. So that to me, okay, so that's probably, that's turning on just, so this top burner is just for the wood chips, because there's a wood chip tray that goes in here. And it looks like the bottom burner is totally off now. But that's with the knob turned all the way to the right, or left. And if I back that knob off, here, focus. Back that knob off. Now it's pointed straight down. I would imagine the bottom burner is going to relight. There it goes. And then if I turn it down, that's full blast. And it's burning blue, so that's good. If it were like all orange, that means we're getting a little too much in there. So let me turn this down. I'm not thrilled with how that top burner is like that. I probably should have compared this with LP. Maybe I'll do that. But it looks like it's working. This is going to work for us. It's going to work nicely. Maybe some tweaks. I've got plenty of those orifices. I can move this around. Maybe tone down that wood chip top burner a little bit. But it's a nice flame. Okay, so just for fun, I switched it back to LP. It wasn't a difficult process. I laid it on its back, took out the 4 screws that are holding the burn box to the bottom, removed the burners, and changed out the orifices. So now we've got LP on. We'll give this a shot and see what it looks like. So that's on low. That's on high. That's high. Turn it down. So that looks, that's going to be what LP looks like. So it's possible that I need to make that a little bit smaller, or just keep the knob turned down. So here's the lower burner on the lowest setting. Here it is on the fullest setting. The other thing I did notice is when I was in there, the lower burner does have an air gate. So when natural gas burns orange, that means usually means there's not enough air. So you can introduce a little bit more air and get that flame looking blue. But I think I'm going to stick with those for now and see how it goes. But again, do at your own risk. But I'm pretty comfortable with the way this turned out.